Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate your support. We have loaded into Sacred Valley. I'm in my 13 AMX 1357F Tier 7 French light tank. Fantastic little tank. It was the Grand Finals tank from, I believe, a year ago or so, maybe 2 years ago. Can't quite remember. But it is a great premium Tier 7 light tank. And I have loaded into a 510, which is a really good setup for this tank. You know, one of the ways to play the auto-loading tanks is as an assassin, especially a drive-by assassin when you're talking about the fast scout types, the AMXs. And that is what I am going to attempt to do in this game right here. So initially, because I'm going to play it that way, I am not going to get way out in front and do a bunch of scouting. So my options on deployment here were obviously up here on the hill, which is kind of the typical place that scouts and mediums will go on this map in Sacred Valley, down here in the southeast. Another option would be to troll around the middle, maybe try to get some lights up here real quick, or even to get up in here and get a few quick lights in here. But all of those carry the possibility of getting sniped or hit. And if you'll notice, my team is not really headed down here to the southeast. So I came to this bush to see if I can't see something moving around in the middle early on, with the intention that I might go down to the southeast and help them up on the hill depending on what happens. Based on how this game develops, I don't end up doing that because we're just not sending enough tanks down there, and I see that they invest quite heavily, comparatively as far as our team anyway, in the southeast. So the first thing I noticed is the Skoda T40, and he looks like a likely candidate for being machine gunned, but at his current hit point pool, that's not really possible. So one thing to think about with these tanks, especially one like this that only has a little pew-pew gun on it, is you need the enemy to be hurt. In order to be that drive-by assassin finishing guys off, you need them to be already reduced, because you're probably going to miss a few, you might bounce a few, so you're looking for those wounded ducks to take out. You'll see that the southeast is starting to fight, and now we've got the northwest. Skoda is still sitting there. He happens to be in those buildings because I know how the map is. There's a bunch of buildings right there, and he's hiding out in those. That is relatively exposed unless they've got some guys camping in these openings here. So another thing I'm doing is allowing all these slower enemy tanks to get invested up here so that the Skoda is now alone down here and unafraid. So I am just biding my time. You'll notice that the Skoda did take a hit. He's sitting on 68%, so now I'm thinking, all right, let's move in. Oh, nope, there's a T-71. I moved behind this building, so I'm not sure if he saw me or not, and I'm hoping he didn't. I could have taken him on, but he'd have mauled me as well. He takes a hit anyway and has to run off, so I don't want to deal with him yet. I'll deal with him later. I know that Skoda's there. I know that their heavies are up, heavily invested in the northwest, so I'm just going to come around here. I'm going to auto-aim this guy and just circle him. Get lucky, he misses me. I avoid the ram. I do not want that guy to ram me. I'm able to take him down quickly, and now I'm right back out, in and out. I assassinate that guy, and then I hit C and I force a reload so that I can get a full clip. I see the T-71 is fighting this Sturv 74. See if I can help him out. He dies, and unfortunately I get spotted there. But the other thing that's in the back of my mind is getting in there and taking out their arty if I can find them. The game is not going spectacularly for us. We're starting to lose some guys, so I'm going to get in behind here and cause some chaos. Maybe I can strip a few of their guys off of the front to move back and try to help out. And then I can also take out this arty piece. And holy cow, I found a KV-3. One of their tier 7s is camping all the way in the back. And as little SA as he has, he does manage to see me. And now I'm just counting on the fact that he's not very good, and I'm moving as fast as possible. Please miss me. And he does. So I'm going to get out of dodge. No sense fighting the KV-3. More than likely we'll lose that fight. And it would take at least 2 clips to get rid of his hit points. Now I didn't want to go south of this ridge because there were so many of their tanks back there. So I took a chance that he might get a shot on me, counting on him not being very good, because my next targets are all of these heavies who are near deads. You'll notice that the 304 has been firing at me pretty much non-stop since I started pushing through the middle way back when. So I'm coming around here. I'm going to catch this Oni out. He seemed to know I was coming because he started to turn, but I'm able to out-turn his turret by quite a bit. Oh, unfortunately I went up that hill and was not able to get that last one in there. Put that building between me and him, squeeze around the corner, and guess what? He just fired. And so did the 304. And I'm almost done reloading, so I'm just actually going to come right back at this guy. In addition to that, if I get around his side, he's going to have a really hard time putting his gun on me. You'll notice that I'm able to take him down because of that. Now I'll take that guy down, and then I've got the Tiger, and I've got enough shells. Oh, that one bounced in, and we take that guy down. So I basically just broke apart this entire heavy mass over here with one little scout and a couple nicely timed reloads. And that is just paying attention to when the enemy is fired, what they're doing. You notice that as I was in there, most of the time my guys were just hanging out in the back hiding, or hanging out around the corner. Alright, so I need to come down here. I'd like to get this E2 and this 3601. I do not want them both to be able to shoot at me. But hey, target of opportunity. I found that 304 that's been shooting at me. Wait till I get a little open shot. And I take him down. Now I've got 3 shells. So I make the decision to hold on here. I'm hoping to catch one of these guys out and kill him off. I think I probably, in hindsight, would have rather forced the reload, run away for a little bit, and get reloaded. But as it is, I'll come around this corner, I'll find this guy, kill him off and stop, and then say, okay, I've really pushed my luck with that. Let's go ahead and reload, get all the shells into the container. Let's go see if we can find this 3601. There's still a KV3 rooting around as well, but I've got a Tiger P and a Tiger 1 over on the cap. We'll deal with the KV3 in a moment. Last I saw him, he was on pretty good hit points. Ah, there's that guy. Now this time I'm actually going to stop and aim in. But I'll miss a bounce, a hit. Takes 2 to kill him, and there he goes. We'll force a reload. I'm going to head up here and get some cover. Holy cow, that KV3 is now spotted, but he did not have a shot on me. And now I'm going to rage in and see what I can do with the KV3. I loaded the gold a little while earlier. Would have been nice to have a gold clip left. Looks like the Tiger P is shooting HE at the KV3. That would explain why the Tiger P was having so much trouble with the big heavies up there before I showed up and got rid of them. The Tiger's in pretty hurting status, but this KV3 is not the most spectacular of players, so he's struggling a little bit himself. The Tiger P is going to take some more HE shots at him, or what? There's 201. That's probably the Tiger 1. Yep, he's still shooting HE. There's an 80-point damage shot. And the Tiger's DPM this guy. And this guy really has very little SA. Let's come around here, attempt to get into that light armor on the side, or as light as a KV3 has. Just keep on shooting in there, and now he is dead. So there you go, 8 kills, Radley Walters, using the autoloader in an assassin kind of tactic. Hope you learned something. Hope you liked what you saw. If you did, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you.